just check on my schedule. So
and then at the end, you just sit there and listen. I'll just tell you about Optimize, and you tell me what you think about it. And that's fine. That's it. Yeah. Yay.
That's awesome.
Maybe interesting. I was just thinking about it. Is Emeline is the founder and CEO, and it's a family business. So her sister's involved in it.
Okay, let's talk about that.
Husband reports to her.
I love that. He's your employee. Let's talk about that dynamic.
But I think that's pretty cool too.
Yeah. Well, just the fact that you're a mom. How old are your kids?
I have a 14-year-old and an almost 12-year-old.
Yeah, the fact that you have your own business, you started it, you created it, you're running it, and you have kids, like, to me, boss ass bitch vibes. I love it. I won't say that.
That's what I was listening to on while I was getting ready this morning. I was listening to an episode of one of the. I listen to a lot of French podcasts.
Mm-hmm. Is that your first language?
Yeah,
you're
French.
Born there. Yeah.
And it was one of the ladies who started Bloom. Have you heard of Bloom?
Yep. Oh yeah, they're all over.
And she's. No, not the Bloom. Not well, actually yes, but it's
Bloom.
It's like French Bloom.
Oh, okay.
It's called French Bloom. French Bloom is like a non-alcoholic champagne.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And they are getting
non-alcoholic champagne.
Yes.
That's pretty cool.
So I was listening to their story. That was pretty cool.
Yeah. I think I definitely want to ask about like what inspires you and why you got started. So be ready for that question. Okay. We'll start in a few seconds. Wait for him to get back there. And that these are cameras, so if you ever feel the need to look at the camera, you can. But if it feels comfortable, you can just talk to me. I'll do that though. I do that all the time. But yeah.
Do you need me to look at the camera?
Oh, remember to take the photos and pictures either during or after. We could like pose too, whatever.
I'll take a bunch as you guys are going.
Okay. Oh, cool. This is perfect. I've never had that. All right, I'm gonna get started. Okay. Hey everyone, thank you so much for showing up. This is Ashley King with Optimize Health and Performance. I am delighted to show you my guest today, Emeline. She is a boss mama. She is running her own company, and I can't wait to share her entire story and how she got started because I'm super inspired and I'm so thankful you came on today. So tell me a little bit about you, how you got started, who you are, what inspires you, all the things.
Well, thanks. First, thank you, Ashley, for having me. It's a pleasure to meet you. I know this is kind of like a last-minute thing, and I love it.
Yeah.
But yeah, story, my name's Emeline. I'm French. I've been living in Texas for 15 years now. And
so you're kind of Texan now,
so
basically.
I am very Texan.
Half and half.
That's not the accent yet.
Yeah.
But I'm getting there.
I think we should keep this accent. I like this one better. No.
But I'm the founder and CEO of a brand called Elastique Athletics. And we focus on optimizing lymphatic health through smart textiles, and in particular compression garments that act as a micro massage and compression to make everything flow better.
Okay, so first of all, I want to show everybody what that looks like. So if my off-camera help can show me what this is, because while you're explaining it, I kind of want to show like what it is. So I'm actually wearing the top right now. When you hear compression, we think uncomfortable.
Exactly.
And honestly, ugly.
Exactly.
And that's kind of how you got started, right? So before she goes into detail of explaining it, I just want to show you really quick. She'll tell you why and what it does and stuff, but this is what we call pearls.
That's the micro pearl.
Yes, and they're in the inside, and that's what does the compression?
Actually, it's a combination.
Okay.
It's the fabric, the way we design the patterns, and the micro pearl plus how we place them. That does the trick.
Okay, it's all of those in one. So that's what makes it better. And guess what, guys? They're actually cute and comfortable. Very comfortable.
That is my non-negotiable. And this is the whole reason of being of this company, because when this got started, I first and foremost experienced all the other compression out there.
Yeah. So why did you have to start compression?
Because I was traveling from Paris to Houston as I was moving, and I was pregnant.
Oh, yeah, that would do it.
Yes.
Being pregnant alone makes you retain water and fluid and backs it all up because your body's doing twice as much work, so that makes complete sense to me.
Exactly. And my doctor was like, you're 7.5 months pregnant. I will let you fly and move, but you've got to wear compression on the flight, which for me, I was not going to argue with that. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
But it was a pretty horrendous experience. And it's something that since I was a little kid, I associated as being something for people who are older and
Absolutely.
sick.
That's the first thing I think of is older people that have
Exactly.
edema, right?
Exactly.
Like, yeah, it's not pregnant young women that don't want to look like an old person.
But guess what? What is the offer on the market for pregnant young women who are not sick, who just need to be feeling better?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Yeah. You have to wear the stuff that the old people wear. And nothing against what they have to wear, but it's just not made for us. Yeah.
Exactly.
And especially a woman's body.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it feels like you're just wearing a tube sock of compression and it's all like flesh colored, right? Like it's not
Flesh or black and very ribbed, super thick, uncomfortable. Sometimes unnecessarily too tight.
Yeah.
That's another thing.
It's funny you brought that up because now I'm remembering because just like you, my kids are teenagers and I forgot. I actually had problems with the varicose veins that were very painful and a little swelling there too. And that's what they suggest to you is compression stockings. And I wasn't going to wear that either. And I didn't. I was just like, no. But it was very painful because the pressure that you're holding the baby, it pushes on your cardiovascular system, your pulmonary. So, yeah, I dealt with that too.
And you know, it's a story that I hear all the time. And since I started this company, I've been very well, I've been surrounded by some of the best brains in the space. And a lot of lymphatic therapists who work on patients with edema, and they all say the same things. People don't want to wear it.
Yep.
And guess what? The less you wear it, it's not going to get better. And so that's another reason why we're designing our solutions and our products the way that we do, because the best compression you can wear is the one that you actually wear.
Yeah, you actually want to stick to it and do it. So like most companies, this is how you came about your business. Like this is how most companies find a problem and they want to fix it. But you're kind of going above and beyond because it feels like you're really trying to gear it towards the people that have to deal with them the most. I mean, like, yes, when you're older, you're kind of expecting to have like kind of aches and pains and problems like edema and stuff. But when we're our age, like we shouldn't have to suffer through. So I'm thankful for it too, because actually in the past year when my hormones fluctuated so massively, I had to start taking hormone therapy through Optimize, and I started dealing with a lot of fluid retention. And to be honest, not to say you don't have to get lymphatic massages, but it can really cost a lot to keep up with that. So if you can have an in-between fix to use that you actually want to use, I can't wait to keep wearing it.
No, that's great. And you're absolutely right. Like getting a lymphatic massage from the right therapist, it is costly, and finding the right therapist is not easy because there are some certifications that are available. And I always tell people, say, look for somebody who is a certified lymphedema therapist, because chances are they actually know what they're doing. There's an organization like the Lymphatic Association of North America who certifies people as well, and we work with them. But for the regular person, like lymphatic is such a buzzword right now.
And it seems like something that you just do for aesthetics, and you just do for, because if you want to fit in that dress or something like that. And people, tell me a little bit about that, because to be honest, it is so much more than that. Your lymphatic system is detoxing your body, and you know way more about this, but it is more of a health thing than it is just an aesthetic thing too, why it's so important to take care of your lymphatic system.
I mean, yes, your lymphatic system are regulating, all the fluids in your body. And when you're retaining fluid, like the fluid what's in that fluid? You have like bacteria, like toxins in there. So you need to make sure that it's constantly flowing and moving and draining. And you're absolutely right. Like there's different kinds of massages out there. And I'm not saying that one is better than the other, but if you are looking for a lymphatic massage to target lymphatics, you have to go to like a real specialist who knows how to deal with it, because your lymphatic vessels are right beneath the surface of your skin. So when you're doing a lymphatic massage, some people they're like, oh, but it doesn't work. It's so soft. It is
Yes.
very soft.
The
It's
first
very
time I ever had
gentle.
one, I was like, did I just pay $150 for someone just to,
Mhm.
you know, like barely touch me? But I get what you're saying. It's right at the top of your surface. And I mean, I guess if you know more about the lymphatic system, like I know that it's throughout my body. It does help with immunity, right?
Yes.
Because it drains and detoxes and stuff.
Exactly. It helps with lymphocytes, like the in the lymph nodes, you know? So there's several things. And first, when we talk about lymphatic health, we're not only talking about the lymphatic vessels, we're talking about like a system of organs that work together to keep everything flowing, draining, and cleansing. So it's tough, you know, like to say it's just detoxing because the lymphatic vessels are not themselves detoxifying, but they're carrying waste products
Yes.
towards your lymph nodes and through your organs that detoxifies it, and then good stuff get flushed back into the bloodstream, and the rest like gets flushed down like through the natural ways that we all know about. And so it is essential. And one of our advisor, like Lisa Gainsley, who wrote the book of Lymph, she's always told me, she's like, if your lymphatic system stops working, you're dead in 24 hours.
Wow.
It's how important it is to our health.
I didn't realize it was that important to you.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
yeah.
most people don't. And you're right. Like a lot of people think about it from an aesthetic perspective.
I don't want to retain this water. I want to fix that. I don't want to feel so puffy, but that's your body telling you something's going wrong. And it reminds me of like kind of like the importance of recovery with workouts. Like we got to work out. But it's like, but if you don't utilize your recovery, it is not going to better your situation aesthetically anyways. And same thing with the lymphatic system is the way I see it is if you're not taking care of your lymphatic system, you're not detoxing your body's not working properly. It all needs to be in homeostasis. So it makes sense to me. And as a health standpoint.
Exactly. And for most people, you know, like when you're active and you're moving, it's working. But things are changing. Stress has a huge impact on lymphatics.
Yeah.
We don't breathe properly anymore and we don't think about it. But it's like, that's a free thing. Like a free tip for helping your lymphatic circulation, like deep breathing.
Yeah.
That's the first step.
Yeah, it directly helps your stress. And I know that I've had to utilize that in the past few years and learn how to deal with anxiety and stuff. And people think there's like a bigger fix, like a pill or something. It's like, no, it's something as simple as regulating your nervous system with your breathing. So I completely understand that.
Exactly.
And
so
it's free.
That's free. That's free.
But they think since it's free, it can't work. I'm like, you have no idea how much you have control of your own stress and your health is just through stress and breathing and regulating your nervous system. I've really utilized that in the past few years too, and it's really helped me.
I mean, it's crazy, like and it's quick. When you start paying attention, it works. But it's true for some people, like you get into a situation where it's not a point of no return. I mean, even yes, some conditions like lymphedema are uncurable, so you have to manage it. So yes, for those people, wearing compression is vital and essential. But for a lot of people, it's just like the extra benefit.
Yeah.
You know, like if you're going to be, and we can talk about travel, for example.
Yes.
When you're on a plane for a long time, I mean, I travel to back and forth between here and Europe 3 or 4 times a year. And I cannot get on a plane without it.
Yeah.
And
now I'm not going to. Now that I'm hooked up with them, I'm not going to not do it. And like I was telling you, even during like hiking, like I don't do like really hard hiking to me, at least. I just like I get out there briskly walk and stuff. But like now that I know I could use this and utilize it to help with the retaining of the fluid, especially with our type of weather we have here with the humidity and stuff, you can retain a lot of water and your lymphatic system isn't working as properly. So I'm going to use it. Yeah.
Plus they're UPF 50.
Okay. So explain.
Like,
tell me more about, because I know you've taken a lot of time to figure out exactly what materials to use and tell me why it makes it different from everyone else. Clearly no one else is making this type of compression and it works. We have the pearls. It's totally different. But why the material? I know that's important to you and I want to hear about it.
Yes, and that could be a story for
a whole nother podcast. It's going to take that long.
But to give you like the short story, yes, it took a very focused effort to find the right material, because when we're talking about compression, you need to make sure that your fabric is behaving a certain way. So it's not like you can take any kind of fabric that stretches. there's different parameters, and our team like spent months and months calculating the different elasticity, stretch, recovery, and that's what makes a good compression garment. And then you pair it, like with measurements. We had to measure like 500 to 1,000 women before we actually crafted our first patterns.
So you guys, she's doing the research for you. She's making sure that these are made for every type of woman too, which is amazing, because you could just be trying to stamp something together just for money, but I can tell you really care about your product, and it really matters to you to make sure it's the best product.
I mean, if you're gonna put yourself into something, might as well do it right.
Yeah.
And yes, it took a lot of like sweat and
Yes.
tears
Back
to
and
get
forth,
to where we
figuring
are.
it out.
But I mean, I tell you, I was just back with all of our suppliers and our fabric suppliers in France, and I was with them 3 weeks ago, and it was just, like always, what's amazing is like it's been 8 to 9 years that we've been working with them, especially on one of the fabrics. And for the past 9 years, it's the same. Like, that's what I like, is like you're working with people who also care so much about the products that they produce, and that year after year, batch after batch, you get the same results. And that's very important for us, because when you're crafting something like what we do, durability is important. Yes, you cannot guarantee that compression is going to have its full force for more like that, like 6 to 12 months, but it's always going to be a very nice legging.
Yeah.
Because the fabric is so well done, like it's knitted very precisely, it's very fine. And even if you look at it, if you can look at the inside or the outside, you cannot see a difference.
Yeah.
It's like, it's how well it's constructed.
Tell me a little bit more about, there's a certain company that's been tagged for having some very toxic type of, I'm not going to say who, type of materials, and what makes you different from that? Because I know that there's a story behind that.
So we're talking about PFAS, the bad word that we find in everything today, not only in fabrics, but when we talk about PFAS and fabrics, we're talking about finishes mainly.
Okay.
It's a finish that it can be applied to make your textile water resistant, oil resistant, or stain resistant.
Or sweat wicking kind of thing? Or
Actually, no. That's the thing. Like, people don't realize it's not like a sweat wicking. It's a water repellent treatment.
Okay.
So there's a lot of confusion.
I'd rather not have the PFAs than have that happen. I'd rather just be wet. It retain the water.
Exactly. So actually, when you're looking with you're working with the types of fabrics that we're working, they distribute moisture, because we're using a very fine polyamide thread and elastane thread. And yes, they are, based from petrochemicals, but not everything is equal. And the way that you have as a consumer to check, you're working with companies that actually do their job, you look for certification and third-party certification. And that's what we do. All of our fabrics are certified Oeko-Tex.
Okay.
And Oeko-Tex is a company from Switzerland that's been around for 30 plus years. And they test for 1,000 plus harmful chemicals. And it doesn't mean that there's nothing, but they've established very strict standards that they keep on reiterating. Every year there's new ones. And so that means even if there's something, it's at so little that is not considered harmful.
Yeah. You can't get away from the toxicity period if you're using, unnatural sources, but you want to make sure it's regulated, it's safe, and we know that your company.
I mean, your cotton is not the flour that you get.
Everything has to be kind of derived from somewhere, but yeah. And tell me a little bit more about how you got started. Like, once you figured out you needed to fix this problem, you got started, you did the research. Like, how did you start sharing this with people, and where did that go about?
Well, a lot of companies that are little projects like this, and living in this era, we were able to start a website very quickly.
Yes.
And we got also lucky in the beginning with some good traction on social media in the early days.
I've heard Gwyneth Paltrow to your product, and you didn't even, that was natural. It just came about that she kind of buzzed about your micro pearl. Did we call it micro pearls?
Yes, the micro pearl. Yeah. I mean, listen, we have a whole list of celebrities who use us. I can cite their names because they're clients.
Yeah.
And of course, we have to respect everybody's privacy. But I attributed there was a bit of a word of mouth, especially when we got started, because we were working with the right people.
Yes.
Since day one, we worked with the right lymphatic therapists, the right doctors, and they talked.
And you're fixing a problem that was not being fixed. Like, no one else is doing this, right?
Not to the level that we're doing it.
Yeah.
I mean, I think things are changing and more people are catching on to this, and I hope they're doing the right thing. But when we're talking about what we're building, it's you know, like it's a fine line. It's a medical device. Actually, the first legging that we designed, we were helped by a medical device company to design the right pattern and to source the right fabric. I had like a very nice man who also owns like a company between Texas and France, and it's a medical device company, and it's helped me, and I'm so glad that we did it this way, because it was like the most rigorous way to do this.
Yeah.
And then after that, you know, because it was well done, the medical community and the lymphatic community caught on to it, and they've been welcoming us wholeheartedly, because like we've needed for our patients and for people who don't have lymphedema but have a little bit of issues with water circulation, they've been needing a product like ours. And so that's been I would say like a blessing, a true blessing to do it this way. So it's more of a grassroots effort.
Yeah.
But now, I mean, we're retailing in some of the most prestigious places, in like 5-star palaces in France, and some amazing resorts in California. Wow. And we have some boutiques opening in Paris that I'm very excited about too.
That's amazing. And I've heard that you have some doctors that are helping and backing and trying to, you know, push your product because they believe in it too. And you could also ask them questions on how this works for just people in general and their health. Oh,
that's been my process since day one. When I started this, I went to a dermatologist, I went to a cardiologist, I went to a vascular specialist, and it's with them that we were able to craft the solutions that we crafted, and that we thought about the idea of the micromassage and the compression. It's because this is something that has been used differently in their practices, but I was not comfortable, like you were saying earlier, or easy. Yeah. Like it was taking a lot of efforts to add something inside a tight and make it like so it stays in one place. So we just took all of their feedback and worked with them to craft our solutions, and we're continuing to do so. We are launching compression socks in a few months, and we've been working with a podiatrist.
Oh, that's awesome.
In developing them. So everything that we do, we surround ourselves with the right medical brains, and also the therapists that are working on people's bodies. So I believe it's like a real ecosystem that we built, so that way we actually bring you the right solutions. So it
sounds like it's like a science project with the doctors and the people with the textiles, and it's like you're all coming together to make this amazing product. And you guys, they are so awesome, and they're, like I said, very, very comfortable, and it sounds like they're literally almost like a medical device rather than just something aesthetic, you know, like I said.
It's a blend: medical device, fashion, beauty tool. And of course, before we launched, we did a clinical study to demonstrate the results. So that was the first thing that I did before we launched. When you asked me earlier, like, when did you launch? What did you do? Well, to give me the confidence that we were doing the things the right way, we ordered a small IRB approved clinical study with a dermatology lab in Houston, Texas, and we had great results. Like I like to say this little anecdote is like we had our participants, they were all wonderful women. And at the end of the study, they all came to me and said, "Emeline, can I keep it?" Because I love it so much.
That's awesome. That must have made you feel so good.
And I was like, "No, we can't." But we took care of them when the first products were ready.
I can't believe you guys had clinical trials. Like, that's pretty awesome. Wow. You have that on your website?
Yes.
That's awesome. Okay. Yeah, we'll get all the details out at the end. But I also want to talk about like a little bit about like motherhood, because you are a mom. You're trying to build a business, and you went through the pregnancies and you found the problem. You're creating the solution now with your business. How do you navigate like being a mom and running a company? I know you have some help, but like, how do you do that? How are you trying to manage all those things?
I do it.
I try my best. I'm kind of trying to do it all.
No, but it's been a long adventure. I started this company. We're celebrating like 10 years this year.
Wow.
But it was a few more years before that of R&D. My daughter is 14 and she was the inspiration for this company. So it's been like 13 years that I've been in this space. And they've been along for the ride because she had a sister after a few years later. And, it's a constant battle. I hear a lot, especially that I think someone told you earlier that my husband joined our company full-time last year. And
he's your employee.
Yes.
We love that.
It's
Mom
funny.
is running the company.
It's funny you're saying this because I was interviewed in Le Monde, which is like the New York Times of France, last month. And in the article at the end of it was all about my story, and as a wife who followed her husband through several, career transitions and moves. And it was pretty cool because she ended the article like, well, now she doesn't have to worry about this because she hired her husband.
Yeah.
And I was like, yes, it's true. We did it. And that's fantastic. And I will say that my kids complain all the time that we're working, especially when you're working as a family. It's really difficult to break. And we're learning this year.
Learning boundaries between work. And I kudos to your husband though, like, cause you supported him through his business ventures that he did. And now he's being that support system for you. And the fact that he believes in you so much that he wants to work with you, like, that's so lovely. Like, you're so lucky to have that. I think that's amazing. And then like your kids can see this.
Exactly.
Like, mom, it's, we need that support too. And like, not all women feel like that they can start their own business and stuff. It's a very still man dominant kind of world out there. These, small businesses and entrepreneurship, but because we do have to take care of our children too. Not that husbands don't too, but like it kind of falls on us a little bit more. So it's so wonderful to see a husband wanting to support your passion, your business, and he believes in you, and he's your employee now.
Well, I tell you, he's been involved in the sidelines since the beginning. Because he was a patent attorney starting. So
there we go.
That was very helpful for us. We have 7 patents now.
Amazing.
And he was a huge part of it. So it's also like, I feel lucky that we've been able to get to this point. And like you were saying, we have 2 daughters, and it's showing them that something that is not talked a lot these days, but the value of work.
Oh, worth ethic, yeah.
And having the right ethics, and I think it's very important in today's world when you see a lot of lifestyles on social media that we're trying to protect. It looks so easy,
and it happens overnight. Like, no, it does not. And like me as an entrepreneur myself too, maybe not to the level as you, but it's like there's a lot of fall down and get back up again. And like I think the resilience factor, unfortunately nowadays, some people don't understand that. The work ethic, like you said, like you have to be able to continuously come back from the nose and reinvent yourself and reinvent ways to market yourself and get your product out there or keep making it better and bigger. It doesn't just keep going easily. There's not like this push button where eventually it just goes, all right, now it's just doing its thing and I don't have to do anything. Like, not when you're a business owner. When you're actually really passionate about your product, like you're going to continue to stand behind it and keep pushing and keep putting in the work. The goal isn't just to step back and just be like, all right, I'm done. Like, if you really care about your business, more times than not, you'll find an entrepreneur, like a small business owner, still in the weeds in the company doing it, right?
Yeah, because we have a noble mission and our customers are everything to us. And what they tell us sometimes, like we have sessions as a team where we're almost crying when we hear, because when you're talking to people who are dealing with some lymphatic disorders.
Yeah, it's very depressing and desperate. Like, especially for women, our confidence is directly correlated with our bodies, whether we want to go for that job position and stuff. And that's with Optimize too, the Optimize Health and Performance. Like, the confidence really kills women when hormones aren't aligned. We have all of these symptoms, and coming into peptides too, this amazing things that you could do. And it gives them their confidence back. And that's what this is doing too. It's amazing.
Exactly. And we see it especially with the side of our clientele are women who have battled or battling breast cancer. when they lose a sense of their femininity and they don't like looking at themselves in the mirror. But we also see it from plastic surgery patients who think, like there's something that needs to be told, where you think you're gonna go get like a liposuction or like some BBL or something like that, and that it's like magic.
You walk out and you look great.
Good.
Like there's so much recovery that your body has to go through.
Exactly.
Swelling. Even like I've had a rhinoplasty. Like it takes a year and a half to see what your real nose is going to look like. And not that you can put compression leggings on my nose, but like there's a lot of swelling and changes, and it's not an overnight fix. It's something you have to be dedicated to fixing. And I forgot about the factor that you could use this after surgeries. It's such a wonderful tool to like come back faster.
Exactly. So since like residual swelling lasts like months and months and months, and the only offer that you have on the market is the compression we were talking about earlier, then like you're challenging your recovery.
Yeah.
And that's another thing where I think it's great that we can help so many different people, and that our solutions are so
very cute and comfortable. No one would notice. And you feel more confident because you're not having to wear the normal compressions that they offer from the doctor. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about Optimize Health and Performance and kind of the things we offer, because she isn't a member, but we were talking about it a little bit earlier. So the thing that makes us different is like we are very passionate about helping people. It's not just as a business and selling. Like I started this because I struggled with health issues myself that no doctor would help me with, and they kind of just brushed me off. And like, you kind of have to be your own advocate, because I feel like unless you're your own advocate and you keep pushing for answers, like they're just going to keep pushing you to the side and be. So my issue was a gut issue. I had massive bloating, like immune response every time I ate something, and the response I always got, because I generally look very, very healthy, because I am, but I knew my body was off. I knew something wasn't working. And they just kept saying, go try a probiotic, go meditate, it's stress. And although those things can help the normal person, they never cared about getting to the root issue. And all they wanted to do was these, an endoscopy, very invasive things, or colonoscopy or biopsy, trying to figure out, it can be helpful, but why aren't you like thinking of the word peptides? Like I never knew this was something that could help me. And that's kind of how I got into this business. Is they were like, hey, just try this peptide. It's actually an oral peptide. Most of them are not. And literally within weeks, I've dealt with these gut issues for 8 years, like 8 to 10 different doctors, like I said, biopsy, endoscopy. And within weeks, I was feeling better, because this certain peptide blend that we have actually helps repair your gut lining. Wow. And that sounds like a miracle drug, because if it's literally going into my system and repairing the gut lining, then it's actually going to heal it. And that's how I got started with them. And then after that, I got my hormones checked with Optimize, because every 3 months you can go see the doctor through telehealth and get your labs done, all your biomarkers. And I had no idea at 42, you assume you're maybe going through perimenopause eventually. And my symptoms, I always thought were from my gut, like the low energy, my lower libido, like a little bit of hair breakage and dry skin, like mainly the energy issues. And then my metabolism got thrown off. So I thought that was all correlated with my gut. And so when I got my hormones done, and they were literally 0 at 42 years old, I was going through menopause. And I'm like, I don't know why this happened. But because of that, and because I got my labs done, I was able to utilize that and get on very low dose hormone therapy. And then all those issues I thought were my gut were actually from my hormones. So it not only helped me with my gut issues, it helped me with all those other issues that I was dealing with. And I've been on the road to recovery, and now I can eat out for the first time in like years. Years. Like I can go to a restaurant and eat normal food like everyone else, because I don't have to have full control and take everything out of my diet. So it's giving me my life back, and I know that you aren't really necessarily on peptides yet, but you've heard of them. But you know the benefits of like utilizing something instead of being on prescriptions, actually finding the root cause and finding things that actually help you. But what have you heard about peptides so far? Like, what are some things that you've heard? I know we were talking about NAD and glutathione.
Yes,
that you've taken it in the past. Yeah.
I've tried different things, and it's just about like being able to maintain a routine for me is always complicated, and finding the right sources always hard. But I've seen a lot. I mean, I work with Dr. Amanda Khan in New York City. She's called the peptide princess in New York City. So yes, I've been around it for quite a bit, and she's been telling me for like years, like the wonders of like what it does. And I see all of our patients in New York City. I can't be our patient because I live here in Austin. I wish I could.
Well, you can be our patient.
I guess
We got you.
I have another, but I do see, like I do see the energy levels that people have, and especially for someone like me, energy is everything.
And a high stress level job, trying to run your own business, the NAD really can help with that. Yeah.
And I have a thing with taking supplements. I'm very good for like a week or two, and then after that, you start forgetting. When you start forgetting, it's a slippery slope. Like you go downhill. Like you forget all the time.
Just like anything, consistency is what's really going to make the difference. Getting your workouts consistently. That doesn't mean perfect.
Exactly.
It means just trying to do your best at being consistent, taking the supplements, getting your recovery, getting your nutrition. But like you said, like the NAD really helps with your energy levels and metabolism, but much more than that, helps with cellular repair. And someone like you that has a super stressful job, and on top of that, your other job being a mom.
Yes.
That's the other stressful thing, so a double whammy. So yeah, you totally would benefit from that. And you said you've used it in the past and you liked it.
Yeah, and like I was telling you earlier, I'm surrounded by amazing doctors. Like I work with Dr. Valérie Leduc in Paris, and she's all about epigenetics. And I love the concept of epigenetics, like knowing that 85% of what you're composed, like you actually control. And I love this idea of control. I think people should be more empowered and to take control of their health on a proactive basis. Like, let's not wait until we're sick. Let's you're saying,
accept things.
Exactly.
Yes.
Go get checked. Get your labs, like what you guys offer on proactive. Don't wait. And I think this is where the world's going right now, and especially with AI. I think there's so many more empowering tools that are available to us. But I mean, it will never replace being followed by a doctor.
Yes.
Because you can go, that's the thing. Like, I don't like to get things checked on my own, because I've seen it with my first pregnancy, where I was in the American hospital in Paris, and they had the best equipment, and they discovered some stuff on my on my fetus, and it scared me, and I had a very difficult pregnancy because they saw things that actually turned out to not be a concern.
Yes, it
9
caused
months
you
later.
more stress than good. Yeah.
So that's why I feel like as long as you have like the right team surrounding you,
specialists. Yep. Yep.
It's the best thing.
You said something there about advocacy, like advocating for yourself, and also making sure you have the right team. And that's what I'm very confident with our doctors and nurse practitioners, is that they are not here to just give you a one-size-fits-all program. They're here to give you a customized peptide protocol, hormone therapy. And honestly, the membership, what I like the most is because it's every 3 months you get your labs done and you see the doctor, that you are almost like forced to be consistent with your health and check out your biomarkers. Because I feel like you said, life happens. You're like, it's okay, I don't need to see the doctor. And then a year goes by and you're like, okay, like I'm not feeling my best. And then you go back, and if you're stuck and required to come back every 3 months, then you are required to actually care about yourself and get this lab done. Yeah, that's what I like the most about it too.
Yeah, I will tell you a funny story, because I mean, I'm French, like a place where everybody has healthcare, like you're never worried about a medical bill.
That would be
or
amazing.
Anything. So actually I was there last month, and somebody in my family did a telehealth appointment for the first time, and they were like, oh my gosh, like we're not gonna see the doctor in person, like how is it gonna be? And then they came back, it's not fully telehealth because they had to go to the pharmacy to do the appointment.
Yeah.
But then they're like, oh wow, this is great.
Yeah.
This actually works. Like you don't have to be in the same room with a doctor because they don't need to check everything. And I feel like there's a lot of psychology and changing the mindsets of people when it comes to like taking care of your own health. But it's it's so much convenience, and I feel like the way if we can create more convenience in how we take care of our health,
then you're more
then
likely to go to the doctor. If I don't have to spend the time of finding the parking, I 100% agree on that. And also you're in the care of like your own home. You feel more comfortable being expressive about things that are very sensitive to you. And I think that's pretty much the reason why we got started Optimize, is because we wanted to give like the healthcare system back to the client. Like, we want you to be in control. We don't want you to feel like you have to go to the doctor and get on medications when you could come to our doctors, express your feelings. We're going to listen. We're going to create like a customized protocol for you. And we don't want you on medicine. We want you on peptides because they are more natural for your body, and they're actually going to help heal your body rather than have a Band-Aid, like a certain medication that helps with sleep. Or helps with, your, if you're having stress or something like that, like anxiety. Like, we want to give you our focus and mood blend that actually tells your body what it needs to do that it's not doing properly anymore. That's what a peptide truly is. It's, hey, you need to create more growth hormone to create more lean muscle, because as we age, things don't work properly. That's like essentially what peptides do. It's not a medication. It's telling your body as a messenger to tell it, you need to do what you're supposed to do because you're not doing it anymore. So I think that's the other thing that people kind of get mixed up with. Like, peptide is like kind of like a drug, and it's not. It's more natural than most things that people take every single day and prescribed, which is really sad.
Probably.
Because those have so many side effects. Not to say you could never have a side effect from peptides, but truly, like, we don't see that or hear that. And when you're on these medications like blood pressure medicine, statins and stuff, the side effects are generally dramatically worse than the medication. And so if we could get more people off those and on things like peptides and hormone therapy that are going to help all of these symptoms, and that's why I get so passionate about it, is because I know, because it helps me. It truly helped me. Like, it changed my life. And I was already a very healthy person, but I was so frustrated because I did everything right. I eat well. I don't drink. I've been sober for 20 years, and I still wasn't feeling good. And every doctor was just like, you're good, just probiotic. And it was like, I don't want our members to ever feel like that. So that's why I love our doctors, and I've always had wonderful experiences, and our members have, with our doctors, because they sit there and listen. They take the time. And like you said, you feel comfortable in your own home. And it's such a great concept that we have those tools nowadays, rather than just accepting these doctors that just make us feel like, we just need to get on all these unnecessary drugs that are going to cause these horrible side effects, And something like your product, which you feel like, oh, I'm just stuck with these ugly compressions that the doctor are going to give you. And now we have the tools to kind of take it in our own hands and feel good and confident still wearing these things. So tell me a little bit more about how we can get these. Yes. How many different products you have? Just tell me more about all of that.
So the best place to get it is on our website.
Okay.
Elastique, QUE, like the French way, Elastique, Athletics, CS, the Anglo-Saxon American way. So elastiqueathletics.com is our website. We also sell on Nordstrom.com for people who like Nordstrom.
Amazing. Nordstrom's. Wow.
And we're getting more and more little retail spots. And in Europe as well. We have a French website for, I don't know if you have an audience in Europe. We have an elastiqueathletics.fr as well. But yeah, my philosophy is like, anything that we can do that helps boost circulation, we will do. So we have products that cover the bottoms, like leggings and stirrups. Like, our stirrups are a fan favorite for traveling because you get the compression from the foot.
Yeah.
So when you're sitting for long hours, like, there's no interruption of the flow, which sometimes you get.
I need to get my hands on some of those.
When I travel. Especially when you get like a bad fitting compression sock, you can cut the circulation behind the knee, and that's really bad.
Yeah.
So with those, you don't. And we also do for the top of it. I'm actually wearing under this. I'm wearing our bodysuits, because like
Oh, a bodysuit?
for the arms.
Oh, I need to get a hold of Evan. I need a bodysuit.
So the bodysuits are great as well because they have circulation in the arm,
And they're
we have
so
the
comfortable. I
It's
love
like-
bodysuits. That's all I wear when I go out.
So
And it's not going to look like you're wearing anything. Oh my God, that's genius. I
it's
love
like
it.
a compression bodysuit that doesn't look like a compression
Yes,
bodysuit.
I love it.
looks-
Okay, I'm really excited. I need to get my hands on that. Okay, and tell us your Instagram and your company's Instagram so if we want to get a hold of you.
Elastique Athletics is our Instagram. I believe we have TikTok as well. And you can find me, Emeline Kuhner-Stout, on LinkedIn. But yeah,
Awesome.
that's it.
Thank you so much for coming on. I'm very
Thank you.
inspired by your story, and it's so refreshing to hear someone so passionate and cares so much about what their product comes out to be rather than just trying to make money. Like, you really care about your product and what it's going to do for people. And gosh, the fact that you have a clinical study, like, that's amazing to me. I love it. Thank you so much for coming on, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Can't wait to be back on with you guys, and we'll see you guys later.
Thank you, Ashley.
Yes. You're so awesome. Thank you. I didn't know you had bodysuits.
Oh my gosh.
No, it's okay. No, that's so fun. Like, and this looks like a tennis outfit.
Yeah, that's like I brought it. It hasn't launched yet. It's coming.
It's
up.
like a pickleball outfit. Oh
Yeah,
my
we have
gosh.
swim.
I don't know if you can do like in one more edit, and couldn't really write it really well in there, but you can use HSA, FSA on it too.
Oh my gosh, I didn't say it.
Yeah.
Yeah.